If you live in Noblesville and you've got a dog, you already know we have some amazing places to get outside together. So we're going to walk through how to find the perfect local trainer to make sure every single one of those adventures is a great one.
Just picture it for a second. You're at the downtown farmer's market on a Saturday morning. It's busy, right? There are people, strollers, other dogs, and a million smells. And your dog? They're just trotting along with you, leashes loose, totally relaxed. That's the dream. And with the right training, it's totally achievable.
So, to get you there, we'll cover 5 main things. First, we'll talk about training for your actual life here. Then, methods and what to look for in a trainer's background. We'll also get into the different types of training and what they cost locally. And finally, what you should ask a trainer, plus some local rules and great places to know about.
All right, first up, training for your Noblesville life. Because good training isn't about just learning commands in a quiet room. It's really about getting your dog ready for all the real-world stuff you'll do together every day right here.
I mean, think about it. You want your dog to be cool when a bike zips by on the Midland Trace Trail, right? Or to not lose their mind over every soccer ball at Finch Creek Park. How about just chilling with you on the grass during a show at Federal Hill Commons? These are the real-life skills that a good trainer who knows our area will help you with.
Okay, so how do you actually find that person? This next part is all about the trainers themselves, what you should look for in their philosophy and their qualifications before you sign up for anything.
The approach that's widely considered the most humane and effective is something called positive reinforcement. The beauty of this is, it's not about forcing or correcting your dog. It's about rewarding them for the good stuff they do, which makes them want to learn. It really builds up this incredible bond of trust between you two.
And this really shows the difference in a nutshell. When you use rewards, you're building confidence, and the good behaviors stick around. Methods that use fear or pain, on the other hand, can actually backfire and create more anxiety or even aggression. For your dog's well-being and everyone's safety, reward-based training is absolutely the way to go.
I know, this can look like a bunch of alphabet soup, but these letters are actually super helpful. Certifications tell you that a trainer has put in the work. They've studied and passed some tough exams. For basic manners and puppy stuff, seeing CPDT-KA or KPA-CTP is a great sign. If you're tackling tougher issues like serious fear, a behavior consultant with CBDC or CBCCKA is what you'll want to look for.
Let's get down to the brass tacks. What do these training programs actually look like? And what kind of budget are we talking about here in the Noblesville area?
You'll mostly see 2 main options, group classes or private sessions. Group classes are awesome for learning around distractions. Other dogs and people, and they're usually easier on the wallet. But private sessions are completely customized to you. They're perfect for working on those at-home behaviors, like going crazy when the doorbell rings or jumping all over your guests.
So, what's this all going to cost? This chart gives you a pretty good ballpark for prices here in Noblesville and Hamilton County. You can see a puppy class series might be in the couple $100 range. Private lessons are usually by the hour. And then you have the more intensive programs, like a board and train, where your dog goes to live with the trainer for a bit. And that's obviously a bigger investment.
Okay, you know what you're looking for. You've got an idea of the cost. But how do you really know if you've found the one? Well, it all comes down to asking the right questions.
Getting on the phone or meeting a trainer for a consultation is your next step. And if you go in with a few key questions, you're going to feel so much more confident in your final choice.
So here are 5 must-asks. Number 1, just ask them flat out about their methods and equipment. Make sure it sounds like the positive approach we talked about. Ask about their certifications and how they keep learning. Then, how are they going to make this plan specific to your dog? And super important, how will you both know your dog is making progress? Finally, just get all the money stuff clear. Total cost, what it includes, and what happens if you need to cancel.
All right, for our last section, let's bring it all back home. We're going to connect your training goals to some local rules and point you to some awesome spots to practice everything you and your dog are learning.
This is probably the biggest rule to know in Noblesville. Your dog needs to be on a leash, and it can't be longer than 6 feet whenever you're in a public area. The only exception is if you're in a clearly marked, fenced-in dog park. It's really just about keeping everyone safe, your dog, other people, and wildlife.
And a few other quick things to be aware of. You do need to get a dog license every year in Hamilton County, and for that, you'll need to show their rabies vaccination is up to date. Also, just being a good neighbor, right? Training can really help with non-stop barking, which can actually be considered a nuisance.
Now, this is such a great piece of advice, especially if you've adopted a rescue dog. It's called the 3-3-3 rule, and it's all about having realistic expectations. Give them 3 days just to decompress, 3 weeks to start learning your daily routine, and a full 3 months to really feel like they're home. Patience is just everything.
So where can you go to put all this training into action? Well, Noblesville has some fantastic spots. For practicing recall off-leash, you've got the dog parks at Hague Road or Forest Park. To really nail that polite leash walking, the Midland Trace Trail and White River Greenway are perfect. And if you want a bigger challenge with lots of distractions, try a leashed walk around Morse's Beach and Park.
You see, at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. It's not about having a perfectly obedient robot. It's about building a confident, happy dog who understands the world and knows you've got their back.
Finding that right trainer is really the first big step to having a calmer, happier life with your dog. We wish you the absolute best on your training journey. Just think of how much better every walk around town, every vet trip, and every time you have people over is going to be. Right here in Noblesville, for you and for your dog.